you what, I wasn't even going to film, and I just picked my phone up to move it. And I was like, why don't you film a video whilst you're doing what you're doing? But now I'm filming, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I mean, in case I do carry on talking and I do post this video, if you're new to my channel, I'm Melanie and I do a variety of videos. This is going to be a chatty video where you're not going to see me, don't even know what I'm going to talk about. Also, there'll be no editing. I mean, I normally say that because there's a chance there's going to be children shouting, adults shouting, dogs barking, because there is a group of neighbours in this part of the street that like to shout and make noise and, you know, antisocial behaviour and make other people suffer. And because I'm not editing, I obviously can't edit it out. So, but right now it's super windy. It's been raining, snowing all day. I mean, it's not, the snow's not sticking. It's annoying. I'd rather it stick because I mean, I had to walk the dog in it, and it wasn't pleasant having it because it's windy as well. Having all this, what's it called? Sleet being blown at me at high speeds, because obviously you get wet. But I still did the walk. It was super slippery. The dog was in one of her I'm going to drag almost as hard as I can, because it can get harder, but when it's already super slippery outside, obviously you don't want to be dragged around because you're slipping and sliding anyway. So she was being a little nightmare. I mean, she was a nightmare yesterday as well, actually. But the weather wasn't as bad, but it was still wet and slippery. There was times, like, towards the end I knew she'd, like, although I'm going to say she'd had enough and she weren't pulling as much, but I reckon if I carried on, she'd carry on. But yeah, went on this dog walk. By the way, I've just had a shower. I'm semi-dry, I've got a towel around me. I need to fully dry in a second, I'll tell you why in a minute. Just done my second cleanse on my face and now I'm doing my skincare. Then I'm going to dry properly. Then I'm going to be tanning for the first time in a long time. I got a new tan by my favourite. I mean, they do more than tans, so I don't want to, well, they predominantly do tan now, but greys. And the tan that I use, I mean, I've got medium dark and extra dark. Extra dark's really hard to wear for me. This is extra dark. But it's You Make Me Foam self-tanning mousse. It is the best I've ever tried. I've got medium and I've got dark. Is this dark or medium? Dark. I've also got the, which I'm going to put on my legs in a minute, the Keep It On Lock Pre-Tan Moisturiser, which will go on my legs. But I've got the new limited edition one. I mean, this video is probably going to go up too late, it's probably going to be out of stock, but this is the limited edition one in cherry scent. The other one's scented, I can't remember what the scent is, it's really nice. Oh, I can't smell it. What is it? Anyway, it's nice, I just can't remember what it is, and I've been using it over a year because it came out in January last year. It's a bestseller. The good thing about the limited edition one, it's Valentine's one, it does smell of cherries and it's a nice cherry, because sometimes fake cherry's not good. But you get 200ml instead of 150ml for the same price. Now they did do extra dark and it sold out, but they got some more in. I've also got the Just a Quickie. I love this stuff. I used to use that on my face until they brought out Cheeky Squirt. I actually should have put that on before I started doing my skincare, because now I don't have a tan on my face. Can I put it over the top of my skincare? I'll do it in the morning. I think I can, but I really want to put my skincare. Oh, I've nearly put the wrong cinnamon. That's the morning one. Oh god. So yeah, I've not tanned in ages, and then last week, because sometimes I feel a little bit better about myself because I am severely down, and that's why I've not been tanning as much. I've not even done my face, which is super easy. I've not done it for a couple of weeks, and it's part of my daily routine because you can do it daily. I mean, once you've built it up over 2 to 3 days, you can do it maybe every other day or twice a week. 2 to 3 times a week really to keep it up. But I've just not done it, and I keep thinking do it. Because you do it and you can put your skincare on straight away, but I like to leave it a good 10-15 minutes, because I find if I've got none on at all, I get a better tan. Whereas if I put the skincare on 5 minutes later, even though the tan has like dried, I feel like it doesn't develop as well. You get a light to medium face tan. I'd say it's like a darker light colour, but it's not quite medium, and it's really nice, and you've just got this healthy glow all the time. It's super hydrating. So I do have the full range, but I wanted that cherry one. I didn't get the Christmas one because it is gingerbread. There's still got some left, but I was feeling more of the cherry when I saw it, because I was going to actually tan last week, because if you watched me open my Coco Cosmetics thing, I got another one of these, and I also had the hot chocolate one. This is my original one, but I don't think I have enough to do a full body. But then the day I was going to tan, I'm not going to say what day of the week I tan on. Well, it depends. It was announced that this was going to come out, the Glow Job Cherry. So I was like, if I tan, well, I didn't know weren't going to get the Glow Job in time, so I should have actually tanned, because I would have had time to get that off, like have it on and take it off again. Like I would have been able to have it on for like 5 days, scrub it off, leave it off for a day, and then do that. But anyway, never mind. I am going to be tanning. Forgot what I was doing. I keep moving as I'm talking because I came up slightly. Well, I used to come up at this time to have a shower to give myself longer, because recently, like, I've been coming up half an hour later, and even though I've got time to do everything that I need to do, I'm rushing back down in time to watch one of the only things, like I only watch a couple of things, one of the few things that I watch on TV. My towel's going to slip on my head. So I came up, but because I'm talking, I keep stopping, so I need to carry on with my skincare on my face. Then I need to quickly put some of that moisturiser up my legs. By the way, this is really random. I only tan up to my waist right now, and when I come upstairs for the night, I tan my upper body. And that's simply because if I tanned my hands, I won't be able to wash my hands. And I will wash my hands at least a couple of times. And obviously if I've got tan in my hands, I can't wash my hands, so I do the lower part of my body now, let it dry for 10 minutes, and then I put something on, and then when I come up later on, even though I won't feel up to it and I won't want to, and I'll feel tired, and I'll be like, oh god, and I'll just stand round and like I can't put anything on until it's dried down, I'll have no choice but to do it. I've got the Glow Job mitt. I've got the old set, except for I can't find the brush. There's a little brush if you wanted to tantor. Not that I tantor, but I would have given it a go if I found the brush. But yeah, that's what I'm currently doing right now. I feel like, oh god, I was just about to put it on, I'm not moisturised. I don't know if I'm going to moisturise my whole leg because I'm about to tan straight away. So I'm just going to do my knees, the back of my knees, my whole foot, my ankle and my heel on both sides. I've had this moisturiser for ages because I don't use a lot of it. But whilst this is like when I've done it and it's drying down, I will moisturise the rest of my body that's not got tan on. So later on, in about 4 hours, it will have soaked in and that'll be ready. So that's what I'm doing. But I would have probably felt a bit better about myself this week if I had a tan. It's funny, bit of skincare and you feel better about yourself. Anyway, I can't talk loud because my dad's just come home. He's got nothing. Well, actually, I'll probably think I'm on the phone. Don't mind. But yeah, I'm going to do this right now. And I've gone for dark, like I said, because I know dark suits me. If I'd put extra dark on, it's really hard for me to pull off anyway because of how naturally pale I am. But I feel like it doesn't work as well on me. I feel like it fades a little bit quicker than the dark. And again, it might just be my skin type. Or it might just be me in general. But I do have dark, like I said. Extra dark. But I actually wasn't meant to have extra dark. I'd ordered dark and they accidentally put in extra dark, and I was like, well, do you know what, I'll just go with it. But it is much harder for me personally to have extra dark on, just because of my natural skin tone, and it's just super dark. And it's actually the darkest tan you can get in the UK. Oh god, my towel's undoing on my head. Don't want that to drop off. And I put my foot up on the toilet, by the way. Does anyone else do that? And do you know what? I shouldn't say this, but I am quite good at tanning, even though I don't do it as much as a lot of people do. I go through phases. I mean, mentally I don't feel up to doing it, but also at the same time, I've just bought it. I don't want to like have it sitting there for ages. Like, I do have a habit of buying stuff when I'm severely depressed. If you saw how much I spent today, you'd be like, you need to have your bank card took off you because you're only doing it because you feel down, and it's true. But I know I feel a little bit better within myself if I tan. I just don't feel up to it most of the time. And this is a nice cherry scent. I've nearly done a leg all the way up. By the way, I don't just stop at my knees. Has anyone ever done a tan and literally just tanned parts that is going to be on show? Because I used to do that. And it's not a good look. Do you know what? I was in hospital once and I tanned my arms, but not my body, and like my chest and shoulders and stuff. And I ended up in hospital. And obviously you're getting examined, so there's me with these really brown arms and stuff. And then like they see the rest of my body and it's just like, I mean it was obvious, but like it was embarrassing. And then do you know like when they're putting like needles in and stuff, and they like clean your skin with the wipe, this guy was wiping my tan off, and like it was really awkward, and then he made a joke and he's like, I hope that's coming off you and not me, because he was actually dark skinned, and he made a joke about it. I was like, oh no, you just literally rubbing my tan off. He's like, oh thank God. I was getting worried there, but he was literally joking, but he just made light of it because he knew he was literally wiping my tan off in one area, so that made me, it made me look even dodgier, to be honest. I'm on my second leg. I go over it like a few times to make sure I've not missed anywhere, but it's got colour guide on anyway. I prefer a tan with a colour guide. Anyone else feel the same? Because you're less likely to make a mistake, although I have made mistakes even with colour guide. And obviously at this time of the day, night, yeah, isn't it? It's easy to make a mistake because you've not got the best lighting. I was freezing cold before I come upstairs. I actually came up like an hour before and got my biggest dressing gown, which I really put on because I always end up too hot in it. And I don't like being too hot. Like, I like being hot, but when it gets too hot, I get really uncomfortable. God, this cherry scent is nice. But I won't be putting that back on because I've warmed up. But I will be putting my other dressing, or one of the other dressing gowns on. Just gone back over the part on my leg because it looked patchy. It probably wasn't, but it's better to be safe than end up with a big white patch. Doing my legs and just doing my lower body. Which you go up to about belly button. I think it said belly button length, height. And obviously there's areas I can't see, so I will go over it a bit more than I would normally. But yeah, that's my little routine. I rarely ever do my whole body, because then obviously I can't wash my bloody hands. Some people will tan like half an hour before bed, but this also saves me time later on. Because obviously when I'm tired, or most of the time I just can't be bothered, I'm like, oh god, if I've got to tan my whole body, I'll be like, oh, forget about it. like this scent. Anyway, who knew that I was going to talk about tanning, but then again, it's what I'm doing. What am I doing? I don't know. This is a problem. Do you know what? I've got a new mirror. Hold on. Got a new mirror in my bedroom, I forgot. Just went in to check myself out. Although, you won't stand in front of the mirror naked. I mean, some of you might do. Also, there's no light on in that room. That probably wasn't... Well, it was better than no mirror. I think... Yeah, I'm done. Well, until later on. But this tan smells nice. I mean, the original smells nice, but this is really nice. Highly recommend this tan. I mean, it might not be very good when this video's going up. I need to put the mitt on the edge of the sink so it doesn't fall in. I'm done. I need to be careful where I place you now because I am fully naked. Right, I need it to be dry in 10 minutes. Oh god. I'm just going to put body lotion on. I'm not going to put any clothing on, even on the top half, because anything I put on will touch where the tan's up to. And we don't want that. So today's walk was difficult and there was hardly anyone around, and some of these walks I barely see anyone anyway, or there's areas that I'll go and it'd be very rare to see someone, or I might see one person. The other day I saw about 3 people. Someone we see quite often who will come up to us with the dog on the lead to make it easier for me, and then my dog goes all funny, even though, like, if they're off the lead, she's like, oh yeah, I want to play, put them on the lead. She goes a bit weird. She's like a bit of a statue. I don't know what's all going on with her, because normally she's desperate to play. I think that's the rest of my body. Body cleaned up. And my wellies are leaking. Oh my god. So I've got these little hunter wellies. They're the short wellies. And I wear them on dog walks where it's wet or muddy, or if it's rained but it's not quite dried out. So I wear them a lot. Like, I've done probably like over 1,000 miles in them in the last I've had them nearly 2 years. They've got a 2-year warranty on them, so I'm gonna, even though I didn't get them directly from Hunter, I did get them from a retailer, so I'm hoping that 2-year warranty still stands. I'm going to get hold of them and find out if it does or doesn't. Because in the last couple of weeks they've started to leak, so if I stand in a puddle or if I stand in the river or a stream, part of my foot gets wet on both feet. So, I mean, I've got 2 years like use out of them. It's what I predominantly wear for months. Even in the summer, if it's rained, I have to wear them. They're not the best for support on your ankles or your feet, and you can ache. And if you don't pad out your foot with thick socks, your feet move around, because obviously they're super wide, which isn't the best thing, but you know, it is what it is. Mine is like, my toes are nearly at the front, so my feet grew in 2021. Don't know why. This used to happen to me years ago when I was younger, but it's not happened, I'd say, for 10 years. 10 years maximum. And they would grow. I'd have to change, like, get some different shoes, and I'd always throw out the shoes that I'd got, because obviously I'd gone up half a size or a size, typically a size, because a lot of the time you can't get half a size up in some brands, or if you can, there's not much room. So even though I was technically probably half a size big, I was able to get a size bigger, which was sometimes a bit too big, which is the case now. But like I said, I've had it for years. My feet grew, and I was walking around in things like, I just bought new walking boots, I was walking around in them. I was walking around in the trainers that I used to wear on walks that were super comfy, super supportive, that I weren't meant to do dog walks in, but eventually became my dog walking trainer. And my feet were constantly, especially one side, was squashed. I've actually, like, my big toe on one side's still a bit numb from it. So I did buy a couple of things, like half a size bigger, probably a size bigger. I do have some that are half a size bigger, but they're generally big sizing anyway. And I have got a bit more feeling back in that toe now, but I have kept some of that size. I've not kept them all because I've stayed at this bigger size for the last 2 years. I don't know what's gone on. But the problem is, I'm in between sizes, but some of the half size up, if you can get them, are slightly too small or just about fit. And obviously when you're walking, your feet expand and they swell a bit, especially as summer. So I want to get a full size bigger, but they're a little bit too big. So the hunter boots that I've got, I'd literally got like a couple months before my feet grew, and they were they were actually more than maybe half a size or more too big, but the next size down was too small. So luckily there's only a little bit of room at the toe, so if the warranty isn't still in play, if I replace them or when I replace them, because they've been super handy. They're the most handy thing to have, I'm not going to lie, they've been super handy. I've done countless walks in them, like over 1,000 walks in them, because I've had them 2 years. Well, not over 1,000 walks in them, but I've done over 1,000 miles in them. I do typically 35 miles a week to 50, depending on the weather and stuff. And they've been my main source of footwear, because like I said, if it's rained, even if it's not rained for a couple of days, I'm off-road a lot. I'm in woods and it's always super muddy, so if I think it's not dried out or, you know, there's going to be nowhere where I can walk around the wet bits, I will wear them. So I'd say 75% of the time I'm in those wellies, unless I walk from the house and I'm in trainers. But I don't find them super supportive. My feet can ache, like, you know, you don't have as much control or like movement, because like, you know, like you've got trainers on or boots and you can tie them up and they're tied to your feet, so you've got like a good range of movement. You don't have them as much in them, even if you wear really thick socks or loads of socks to get your feet to the sides of them. You still don't have as much like control or whatever the word is. But I'd still recommend getting them. They're not super heavy, but they're just no support really. They've got a big chunky sole, but your feet ache. You know, if I walk from the house in them, my feet would ache after half an hour, because it's just like this big thick rubber. There's no kind of cushioning to them. And sometimes there's walks where we're on road and then we go off road, and I find that going on the road, I do end up with far more aches and pains in my feet than if I didn't. Oh, I'm not trying as quickly. My legs are, but like my hips and higher and not as dry as I need them to be. I need to move around. So yeah, I'm going to contact them because I think I got them in April, either end of March or early April 2022. So the warranty's getting close. And they basically will fix them, and if they can't fix them, they get replaced. It's a shame I can't say, like, can I not have a size bigger, but I can't. But I think if they did replace them, which is not a guarantee, if they can fix them, they do. But if they did, I would sell them and buy the next size up, which are probably going to be like bolts on me, because my toes are only just about at the front, but in summer they will swell and they'll be pushing against the front. It'll be uncomfortable. And I know I can't wear any more socks than I currently do, because I have done, and they're just right at the front uncomfortable. So if they did end up replacing them, although I think they will just fix them, but off the off chance they do, I will sell that size and buy the size up. I do need to get some proper walking boots, so then it doesn't matter, but obviously I can't stand in the river in walking boots. And she always knows what footwear I've got on, because she'll know I'm about to step into it without me even doing anything. She knows I'm going to get in. It's funny how dogs know stuff, isn't it? I'm meant to be walking around because my body's not as dry as I want it to be. That's annoying, because I want to go downstairs in 2 minutes. I need to find that. But yeah, I need to do that this weekend. Get in contact with Hunter and say I bought them from somewhere else, but they are from a retailer. Can I still send them back under the warranty? Hopefully I can, because they are both leaking, and I'm ending up with a wet patch on the bottom of my foot, both feet. Because today I was avoiding puddles. Like, obviously there's some places I can't avoid puddles, or I'm walking on waterlogged grass and I can't avoid it, but I was constantly avoiding puddles. I'm having to walk on really slippery areas to avoid them, because I can't. Oh, what am I going to put my foot? Oh, don't say I might pull them out. I can't put my foot. Slippery one. tan on my feet, basically. I've had to put something else on because I don't want to ruin my slippers. But yeah, if you've got a husky, you have no, well, even if you don't have a husky, you should walk your dog all with us anyway. And I don't mean for 2 minutes to the end of the street and back, I mean proper walks. But I am exhausted from the last 2 days. She hurt my arm yesterday by pulling so hard. I had to take a painkiller halfway around the walk, which kicked in and helped. My arm's still sore from it. My hips are really bad at the moment, but it's been made worse because of where I'm walking and I'm slipping and I'm like having to rectify it quickly. But the slip is, when I'm slipping, it's like I'm going the opposite way to what I should be doing, so it's made my hip worse. If you got to the end of the video, well done. Don't forget to subscribe. Go and check out Grays if you like tans. Hope you have a great day, no matter what you're doing. Subscribe, notification button, and I'll be back with another random video soon. Have a great day, everyone.